I'd like to do two things. First thing, call the meeting to order, and secondly, thank the couple that helped me when I tumbled up the steps. So I don't know who you are out there, but thank you very much. Very good, thank you. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, I literally fell up the steps, and they helped pick me up. So welcome to everyone. I'd like to have the young lady with the piece of paper right there in the middle between the two administrators lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Can you do that for us? Yes? I know you're a little shocked, but you can do this. Come up to the microphone, please.
You got this. What are we talking about, though?
Okay. Please join me in singing the Star Spangled Banner. No, the Pledge of Allegiance. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Report out of closed session actions. I have no report. Staff presentation and information. We'll go with the report from the Torrance Education Foundation. Susan? I'm not ignoring your emails, I'm just drowning.
Well, don't drown and don't fall.
Yeah, that's too late on that one.
That's all right. We'll pick that up another time. Good evening, everyone. Happy to be here on behalf of the Torrance Education Foundation to let you all know, if you don't already know, that we are deep, deep, deep in Skechers season. I hope everybody has been receiving emails and other information about the fact that our annual Skechers Walk will take place on Sunday. Registration is $30 per person per walker. You can come out and walk if you choose to do so, and you can also be a virtual walker and just be with us in spirit. The $30 registration for every individual who signs up will come back to the school team that you sign up for. We have school teams at all, I believe every single school, and in some cases at the middle and high school level, there's more than one team. We have 54 teams by this morning's count, walking. And I certainly encourage anybody here who hasn't signed up and who might like to come out for a little exercise on Sunday morning in Manhattan Beach and Hermosa Beach to join us. It's a wonderful occasion to exercise at the beach and be outside in the sun. Hopefully it will be sunny. But the more important thing is that not only are we raising funds from individuals' registrations for the individual teams at all of our schools, but the Skechers Foundation is raising quite a lot of additional money from sponsors, and a portion of that comes back to Torrance Education Foundation based on how many walkers participate from Torrance schools. So, the more walkers we have, the greater the financial support that comes back to our Education Foundation to be redistributed to our schools will be. It's our 25th anniversary this year in 2018-2019 academic year, and we are working hard and trying to get to 2,500 walkers, which would be about 300 more than last year. So please, if you have nothing better to do on Sunday, come out and walk with us. Register on the Skechers website, and we look forward to seeing you there. The other new news is that we recently completed the 2018 round of STEM Initiative grant applications. This is a program that was initiated 5 years ago, so this is our 5th anniversary year of this program, where we invite teachers from all of our schools to submit applications for extracurricular programming that they'd like to do on their campus with their students, based on the curriculum that's being offered in STEM subjects, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, for anybody who might not know. But these are extracurricular activities that by and large take place outside of the normal classroom time. Our teachers are by and large devoting additional free time, their own time, to teach these classes, which can be a family STEM night or an engineering competition, robotics, math counts competitions, science Olympiad. We've got some newer coding programs that we do with the Air Force. There's 8 or 9 different types of things that these grants fund. We had 50 applications, and we'll be making grants totaling $50,000 very shortly, and looking forward to spending the next 8 or 9 months turning out to see what our students and our teachers are doing in the STEM disciplines on our schools. Any questions I can answer? No.
I do.
Thank you very much.
No, hold on.
Before you leave, Susan, I want to make sure you are aware and that the public is aware that on our agenda this evening in our consent calendar, there is a resolution proclaiming November 2018 as Torrance Education Foundation Month in honor of the 25th year, et cetera, and all the wonderful things that TEF is doing. So if you want to know more about what's going on, check out the resolution in the agenda.
Thank you very much. I would like to just say that we have been partnering with our district and our community and our businesses for 25 years, and it's a big benchmark for us. We will be, as I've said before in prior meetings, we will be having a 25th anniversary, silver anniversary ball coming up in the spring. But it is a really important moment for us, and we're very, very proud to have been the partner of the district for 25 years, and we're looking forward toward the next 25 years, too. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Moving on to the report from the Torrance Council of PTAs. Annette.
Hi. Ooh. Hi, and thank you. I wanted to first give some good news. I've mentioned several times before that we were doing a costume drive, and at last count, I think we fulfilled 96 wishes for costumes, which was crazy. It's higher than any number we've ever had, which I don't know if is good or bad. I guess it's just what it is. But so yeah, the area like fulfilling a need. We started off with something like 50 requests, and then once we hit that number, I thought, whew, that's awesome. And then another group of requests came in, and I was getting kind of nervous, and then we hit that number, and then it happened like 2 more times, and each time I was positive some little kid was going to go away without a costume, and it was the generosity, love, and support of our community that made that happen. And we have 25 extra costumes to boot, so that's just incredible. Our Project Hope will start focusing next on getting ready for the holidays. So we start collecting food, non-perishable items, personal hygiene, feminine hygiene, toiletries, and gift cards for the holidays, not only for our homeless families, but we're also incorporating our TUSD foster youth. And I think that number all told, if not duplicated, is around 300 people. Which is kind of amazing. And again, not sure if that's it's just hard to believe that there's that many people who have that kind of level of need. So I'm incredibly appreciative and thankful for everyone's support. And if anyone's curious about how to learn more about the programs or become partners or learn how to donate, you can go to torrancecouncilofptas.org. You can also probably just Google it. I think we're the only Torrance Council of PTAs around. I can't be sure, but I think. So anyhow, I just wanted to say thank you. And then we're wrapping up our membership drive month, but you can actually buy membership year-round at your schools, and it's stupid cheap. It's so cheap. $7 to $10 is all it takes, one membership, and basically your one membership, we take that $10 or $7 or whatever it is, and we do so much with it. At your schools, I mean, we support the libraries, actually, in the elementary schools. I think most of us run the libraries. The teacher reps in your classrooms, those are usually the parents, copy people, like people are making copies for your classroom to go home in the folders. Those are often the parent volunteers. PTAs pay for field trips. A lot of times they fulfill the book requirements needed in the library for reading books. There's just a whole host of things. So when you buy a membership, you're basically saying that you support what we do for your children and that you love us as much as we love our students at our campus. So that's my plug. And getting a membership's so easy. You can go to your front office. You could send your kid with $10. I would do a check and make a memo, not send them with the actual $10. Or you can go to Torrance Council of PTAs and go to join and learn about it there. And a separate side plug, at the PTA level, I have the benefit of meeting a lot of incredible folks working at incredible organizations, including TEF. And I know most people don't know this, but you can join as a member there as well for nothing. I mean, you can join for lots of money. They'll take your money any way you give it. And you can join for as little as $10 or $5 also. So again, just kind of thinking about the organizations that are kind of working in the background, supporting our children every day. It's so vital that we support them with, at very minimum, a membership, at very most, a generous donation, and maybe some of our time as volunteers ourselves. So thank you.
Thank you. We've come around to the good news, no, the report by the student representative and then recognition. So you don't get to just give a report and run. You have to actually pose for a photo and everything else. So.
Hello, I am Christopher Iguchi from Torrance High School. I'm the student rep, and first off, I'd like to explain how we are taking action within our schools, especially Torrance High School, in school safety. So, first off, we had our Start With Hello assembly at the beginning of the year, talking about anti-bullying and what we can do to prevent it, just starting with hello, saying hello to people that you don't often see through the hallways, and just starting that conversation with people. Also, last year we began our Random Acts of Kindness Club that works directly with our school counselors and allowing people to connect with with others that they don't necessarily talk to on a daily basis, trying to build a more inclusive campus at Torrance High School. And also, this next coming week, so actually National Safe Schools Week is this week, but because we have our Red Ribbon Week coming this week, our class councils are actually decorating for that, supported by the PTSA. And yeah, so we're moving our National Safe Schools Week to the following week, so next week. And on Friday, November 2nd, we're planning, that is the Random Acts of Kindness Day, and we're putting on Post-its for every student's locker and bathroom, spreading a positive message out there, and just trying to get kids more involved. And also, in terms of school safety, we had our assistant principal, Natake, and our dean, Caliper, talk about how we can maintain our on-campus safety and positive culture, as well as our expectations set for Torrance High School. And also, we present our theme of Tartar Pride within our tutorial sessions, and how we can behave respectfully, act kindly, and so, which is shared by all the teachers amongst the students. And so in terms of school activities, we just had our Spirit Week this past week, and to end it, we had our homecoming football game against Morningside. This past Saturday, we had our homecoming dance, which was very successful with 900 kids in attendance. 950 kids, my bad, trying to fit into the gym, so it was very crowded. And so we actually had our first tie for Homecoming Kings, which is very surprising. The student body voted, and it was actually a perfect tie. Yes, and this Wednesday we have our UCLA blood drive, which will be hosted by our vice president. And Red Ribbon Week is also this week. So our class councils, like I said before, are being supported by the PTSA in order to decorate our campus in red. And also ending this month, we are having a pumpkin carving contest just to get along with the Halloween spirit. And we are also having a costume contest. So that is all. Thank you.
Be right there. You get to. Hello? You get to take this.
Nice show.
It's got the right colors on, for sure.
You're a bit
Good job, Chris.
And his name tag.
Yes.
Also, so you know, a gift of high perceived value is your name plaque. You're going to take that with you. Other students have come back and said they've marked their dorm room with that so they can keep their roommates away from their stuff. So you can do it any way you want. But, 8.4 good news student presentation from Adams Elementary School, Fern Elementary School, and Torrance Elementary School. So, Dr. Kim.
Thank you, President Wormers. I'm very proud tonight to introduce 3 of our student leaders from 3 of our fantastic elementary schools. And tonight, all 3 of our student leaders will be talking about anti-bullying programs and activities going on at their school sites. So let's begin. First, from Fern Elementary School, Kaya Herndon, please come on up and approach the mic. Let's give her a round of applause. Also joining us tonight is the principal of Fern Elementary School, Dr. Michael Remland. Kaya.
Hello, my name is Kaya, and today I will be explaining why bullying is not okay. There are lots of ways to bully people. People bully others for many different reasons. It could be because they feel bad about themselves and they don't want anyone else to know what they are going through, so they disrespect and are rude to others. It could also be because they have the same issue as they do, because they are embarrassed about it. Another way to bully someone is physically bullying someone. A bully will get frustrated that someone is standing up for a friend or themselves and they don't know how to express their anger in a positive way, so they physically hurt someone that does not want to cause or be in a fight. At Fern Elementary, we try to encourage anti-bullying. One way we encourage anti-bullying we have SOAR. If you SOAR, that means you are scholarly, on time, accountable, respectful, and responsible. Staff give away SOAR slips to reward this behavior. There have also been some programs started at Fern to promote anti-bullying. One program is Kids Care Crew, where students help other students. Another program is called Buddies, where older students and younger students get to know each other better. This prevents bullying because sometimes older students pick on younger students because younger students can't fight back. One thing I think Fern can start doing to promote anti-bullying is once a week, each class can get together and talk to people that they don't usually talk to get to know each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaya. Next up, from Adams Elementary, Violet Leday, who's already led us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please come on up. Let's give her a round of applause. And joining us tonight is the principal of Adams Elementary School, Mrs. Shayla Toronto.
Hi, my name is Violet Lyday, and I am in 5th grade at John Adams Elementary. I am here to tell you about a few ways our school works hard to prevent bullying on campus. This is such an important topic because bullying can make students feel really alone, have lower self-esteem, and even make them not want to come to school. At John Adams, we have an awesome counselor named Ms. Spears who does bully prevention workshops for all students. The lower grades focus on kindness, caring, and taking responsibility for their own behavior. The upper grades focus on what bullying is, how it makes the person being bullied feel, and how harmful spreading rumors and gossiping are. She teaches us ways to work things out with other students if a disagreement occurs. We are also taught that if we see someone being bullied, we should say something or we become part of the problem. Ms. Spears also runs a program called the Friendship Club. The purpose of the Friendship Club is to give students who have a hard time making friends or are super shy a place to go and learn strategies to approach other students and make friends. Finally, the teachers, principal, and staff reward positive behavior, which I have learned is called PBIS, or Positive Behavior Interventions. One way they recognize positive behavior is giving out something called Starbucks. You can earn Starbucks by behaving well and following the rules. You can use your Starbucks to purchase fun items at our student store or save them up and buy big things like lunch on our stage with a friend. This is a positive way to encourage students to follow the rules and do the right thing. I hope this gives you a small glimpse into our amazing little school and how we are working hard to be a bully-free campus. Thank you.
Thank you, Violet. And our third student leader is from Torrance Elementary School, Jamison Perez. Please come on up. Let's give a round of applause. And also joining us is the principal of Torrance Elementary School, Dr. Kelly Joseph. So, thank you.
Hello, my name is Jamison Perez. I'm a 5th grader at Torrance Elementary. Torrance Elementary is a nice school where you can make friends. I have many friends at my school that I have known since kindergarten and some from preschool. At my school, we practice being responsible and being respectful and giving our best effort. I try to be respectful, but I always try to make sure that when we have a school activity or even just recess, that all friends who want to be included are. I help other students with conflict and problems that they have at school by being a peer assistant. Miss Spear is in charge of peer assistants. Miss Spear has taught me how to stay away from bullies. You can say okay, walk away, or ignore them. You can tell the teacher or the principal. You can also defend people who are being bullied. At our school, you can earn positives named after our tiger mask. mascot. If you are safe, responsible, and respectful, and give your best effort, if you get 10, you can get a prize on Friday. Thank you for letting me share our good news.
Thank you. Let me go ahead and let all of you guys go on home. There's no reason for you to stick around. You can go do your homework. Or
Stay if you like.
pick on your little brother, or whatever you want to do.
Those purples are from her, and I can tell. It's bully prevention.
Everyone's got a sibling. You have a lot of siblings, Katie. Thank you all for coming. Thank you very much.
Room for the students to write reports. They look so riveted.
Thank you for coming. All right. Moving on to the TUSD anti-bullying programs presentation. Dr. Crumpy or Dr. Kim?
Thank you, President Wormers. I'm going to ask for there we go. All right, there we go. A short time ago, we were asked by members of the Board of Education to please present information on anti-bullying programs and activities occurring at all of our elementary, middle, and high schools. We thought that October would be the perfect time to present this information since it is National Anti-Bullying Month. So let's get started. Frequency of bullying. These are nationwide statistics, and I will say if there are students standing in the hallway, you are welcome to take the additional seats.
Come on in.
You are welcome to come on in.
Come on in. We won't sign your paper from the hallway.
Come in and look interested. There were a
There you
few
go.
more of you in the hallway. Okay, we know who you are. We're not going to sign your paper.
To start off with, some national statistics. 28% of students in grades 6 through 12 report that they have experienced bullying at their schools. Also nationwide, 160,000 children approximately a day miss school due to the fear of being attacked or intimidated by other students. And also nationwide, 71% of students report witnessing bullying going on at their school site. The statistics, whether they're national, state, or local, show that it is a very concerning problem. Bullying is going on in our schools, and educators must act. What exactly is the definition of bullying? First of all, bullying is any severe, pervasive, physical or verbal act or conduct, including communications made in writing or by means of an electronic act, and including one or more acts committed by a pupil or group of pupils directed toward one or more pupils. The important part here is, I would say, means of an electronic act. Some recent surveys have shown that up to 50% of bullying now occurs electronically through social media, texting, email, etc. A more practical student definition of bullying is, it's unwanted aggressive behavior among school-age children that involves a real or perceived power imbalance. So 1, there's a power imbalance, and 2, it is repeated, or it has the potential to be repeated over time. Studies show that both kids who are bullied and who bully others may have serious lasting problems. Each of us every day face some normal conflict. That is just part of growing up, and children and adults, we learn to deal with it. Typically, normal conflict can require some adult assistance in resolving issues for children, but for many children, they learn to work out their own issues or problems and learn how to do so over time and as they get older. On the flip side, bullying involves danger of someone being physically or emotionally hurt, and as we already stated, bullying is persistent, it's pervasive, and it poses a serious threat. Approximately 4 years ago, elementary people got together to create an anti-bullying program following the lead of some secondary committees before that. The committee was made up of classroom teachers, principals, counselors, a school psychologist, and other resource teachers. The program that was created was called Expect Respect, and some of the parts of Expect Respect included training for staff, student presentations and lessons, surveys, posters, brochures, parent information, language that students at all 17 schools could use, such as stop, walk, and talk, and probably our most famous part of Expect Respect is our mascot right here, Chirp the Bird. And so this one actually was lent to me by Mrs. Barbara Marks, principal at Anza. She takes Chirp out every Monday morning to their assembly so students can see a good model of expecting respect. And now continue is Mrs. Dougal.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Dougal.
At the K-8 level, we also have PBIS, which is the Positive Behavior Intervention Supports, and we are proud to say that all K-8 schools have participated in training. All K-8 schools have a PBIS coach, site administrators, as well as district coach, Mr. John Pearson, who's attended training and helps provide support in terms of PBIS. So PBIS is broken up into 3 separate tiers. The first, the primary, the positive expectations and such, it's school-wide, and it's really to catch students being good and making sure they're following the expectations. And then we get into the second and third levels of individual and group level supports. And so each of those sites has different approaches on how they do that. The training was all provided through LACO, and so we are proud that we've finished the training and have continued support through coaching as well for the next 2 years. Activities at school, and so each of the schools, like I said, do have different activities. So we also have counselors present for social emotional support. This year, all of our secondary schools, middle and high school, have now finished the Start with Hello assemblies that our student rep from Torrance High spoke about as well. And in the spring, we will be having another round of assemblies which deals with the See Something, Say Something. That will also include an anonymous reporting system. And so that is our next steps with the Start with Hello program. Finally, PBIS is about the positive reinforcements making the difference, so not focusing on just the negatives, but making sure students understand what their expectations are, ensuring that there's public recognition for our students when those expectations are followed. With this positive reinforcement, we have stressed with our schools that it's not necessarily something that costs money. It is, one of the students talked about from the elementary school that she gets to choose if she'd like to eat lunch on the stage with another student. And so these are not necessarily trinkets or prizes only, but also other non-tangible prizes for our students. So in a nutshell, that is how we are addressing bully prevention on our campuses, elementary, middle, and high school. Any questions?
Yes, Mrs. Reagans?
Was I first? Okay. I often hear from parents about the perception that perhaps their child is being bullied on campus. What is the procedure for them to follow so that they're aware of what they need to do to proceed with trying to get their students some assistance? Yeah, usually elementary, but oftentimes with social media, it's high school.
Sure. So part of what we try to teach our students is to say something if they see something. That includes victims and witnesses. They should be talking to an adult, and if it is immediate, if it's dangerous immediately, they should speak to the closest adult if possible. Other than that, they can also speak to their homeroom teacher. There are many other adults on campus they can speak to, such as counselors, psychologists, noon aides, and of course, they can speak to the principal or the folks that are in the office as well. The important thing is to do something about it, not to remain silent. So we would counsel any student, you see something, whether it's happening to you or a friend, do something about it, and typically the best way is to speak to an adult.
Mrs. Deutsch?
So, I just want to, I love this positive behavior intervention support, and I love the presentations today. It's indicative of the fact that we are identifying and we're working towards a positive way to deal with it. How are we communicating to the parents? Or, I mean, are the parents pretty much know about it? I know the students are very involved and know what to do, but does it get communicated out to the parents?
So you heard me mention during our presentation brochures. So schools do have brochures that they can give to parents, so they have resource information such as websites, who they can speak to on their own campuses, and other speakers, assemblies that are possible resources for them as well. So Typically, the information gets passed out through school bulletins, monthly assemblies, other venues like that. Especially recently with PBIS, for example, one of our students talked about their behavior expectations, SOAR, S-O-A-R. That is actually not just decided at the student and teacher and school level, that's also disseminated out to parents. And it's not just an expectation for students, it's actually an expectation for all adults when they're on campus, including parents as well. So we want parents to know and understand all those behavior expectations.
Excellent. Thank you.
At the secondary level, along with the parent night, so along with all those written forms of communication that go home, we also have parent nights where administrators and counselors are going over, say, graduation requirements or courses offered, but there's also a social emotional component many a times, not just dealing with bullying, but stress factors, social media, how to deal with that. So we want that message to be school community-wide, not just at the site level.
I can tell you firsthand, when my middle daughter was a freshman, she asked me at the dining room table if I would get in trouble if she beat up a boy that was picking on her. And that made for an interesting conversation. And so I guided her to talk to her teacher and talk to the boy, and, there's other ways of solving this than drag him out in the back of the school and beat him up, and that was her intention, or she thought about it anyhow. So it's one of those things that we need to all talk about, we all need to be aware of. I found it humorous that she thought I would get in trouble as a board member, but that at least was a big springboard for conversation. So that's what we need to do. If you see something, say something is really critical, and if you see someone who looks alone, say hello. It's real easy. It costs you nothing, so work at it. We can get better. All right, well, thank you very much. Yes, please, Chris.
Just from a student perspective, there's been a considerable amount of effort put into trying to get people to get students in particular just to have at least one adult they can talk to and trust. So that's been really emphasized, especially at Torrance High, and emphasizing the tutorial periods. So.
And it's all part of this program. I can't say enough about it, because when we went through school, we didn't have it. What you had was fights on the playground. So this is very good stuff. Very, very good stuff. Okay, moving on to the public hearing on the sufficiency of textbooks and instructional materials. I have an opening statement. This is duly noted public hearing for Educational Code 60119, 1240.3, and 42605 regarding the sufficiency of textbooks and instructional materials for 2018-2019. Any interested persons are now afforded the opportunity to be heard.
Do we need to make a motion to open the public hearing or not?
I think you
Just did it, good.
Okay. Seeing no one
Make a
wanting
motion
to.
to close the public hearing.
Yeah, I got a closing statement, seeing that there's no one jumping up to talk to us about the sufficiency of education material. Since no majority protest has been filed, this hearing is now concluded, and the board may now consider the sufficiency of textbooks and materials for the school year 2018-2019.
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
All those in favor?
Aye.
See, kids, that's government. All right, we're now moving on to oral communications, unscheduled hearings for non-agenda items. The Board of Education welcomes input from the public in order to discuss district business in an orderly manner for the privacy and safety of speakers, and to help staff respond more directly. The board policies require that public presentations to the board comply with certain procedures, including speakers to non-agenda items may address only items that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board. Time allotted for such presentations is limited to 3 minutes. Total time allotted for public input on non-agenda items is limited to 30 minutes. A speaker may not relinquish his or her time to another. When addressing the board, speakers are requested to state their name, address the president from the podium, and adhere to applicable time limits. Complaints against employees or students will normally be heard in closed session, and the district's complaint procedures should be followed before any discussion with the board. The board may remove disruptive individuals and order the room cleared if necessary. Any person who willfully disturbs a public school meeting is guilty of a misdemeanor, Education Code 32210. That's all you guys. Behave yourselves. I'm looking for Mary Beth Borowski. Hello, Mary Beth. Good to have you back.
Thank you. Mary Beth Borowski, teacher at Magruder, and I have one of my colleagues, Dean Bartlett, with me. And I just wanted to talk about a press release that was sent out to some teachers about the CASP scores. And I want to say we applaud all the students for a great job. But I feel like some people were not acknowledged, so I just want to read it, and I want to just add a few things. So it says, in the release of state test scores, Torrance Unified students continue to surpass state and county averages in math and English. Our students continue to show progressive growth in both subject areas, with a 61% of students meeting and exceeding standards in math and 68% in English because of the teachers. I added that one. Since the first administration of the California Assessment of Student Performance and progress in 2015, student test scores increased by 6% in math and 5% in ELA, with 72% of all 11th graders meeting or exceeding the standards in ELA, preparing them for college and career because of the teachers. So I just want to say, teachers go above and beyond even when it seems like there is not time. They are flexible and always make things work. Teachers take care of the kids. Who takes care of teachers? Today was a perfect example. Today we had to present the district's active shooter presentation or plan. We had to be strong, we had to plan, and we had to lead the presentation, and we also had to counsel kids who are having a hard time to ensure that kids feel safe at school. Teachers take care of the kids. Who takes care of teachers? No matter the circumstances that are put in front of teachers, teachers always get the job done. Teachers step up and do what they need to help the kids. Teachers take care of the kids. Who takes care of the teachers? So I just wanted you to think about that going forward this year. I'm looking forward to a great new school year. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Seeing no other cards or speakers, we'll move on to discussion action items. Instructions to the public. Speakers wishing to address the board on agenda topics are permitted 3 minutes per topic. Total time granted for public input shall be limited to 30 minutes per topic. The board policies require that public presentation of the board comply with certain procedures, including items 2 through 4 listed in oral communications. 11.2, approve the excused absence of Board of Education member.
Move to approve?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I'm hoping Mr. Steffen's enjoying his
Yeah,
evening.
thank you for voting, Mark.
Yeah, thank you very much. Adopt a resolution, 11.3, adopt a resolution for textbook and instructional material compliance and certification of provisions of standards aligned instructional materials for the 2018-2019 school year.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We have now come to 12.0, the consent agenda. Does anyone have something they'd like to pull from the consent agenda?
If not, I'll make a motion to approve item 13, 14.
I'm sorry. I wanted to pull 15.5.
15.5.
Yes.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve general functions consent 13, elementary 14, secondary 15, except 15.5, 16, 17, 18, 19,
And that's it.
and I've gotten there.
Second?
Second. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
5.
Okay, 15.5, approval to participate in the choice programs at secondary schools for 2018-2019 school year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And I'll second.
All right, discussion, Mr. Deutsch?
So I just wanted to find out which middle schools and high schools will be participating in the choice program, and when does it begin?
Dr. Dugal.
Thank you. We currently have a few of our middle schools already on board, Madrona and Jefferson, Casimir, West High as well. And so we have this board approval on there so that other schools that are interested as well can be involved. This is, you've probably seen her many times, Jennifer Harris, who comes to our board meetings to publicize what they've been doing. And so the programs have been growing on our campuses. Yes.
Very good.
Great, okay, thank you.
15.5, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That was quick and painless. We now move to the board calendar. Lots of good information there. And then Williams reporting requirements, there's nothing to report on that. And the annual report of the Personnel Commission.
That's just for information.
For information. Okay, very good. We have now the reports of the board representatives of the Southern California Regional Occupation Center. I'll start off with, I went to that after the candidates forum on Thursday and was there till 9:45. We had a rather long discussion. They are going to, we as a board of education, board at SoCal Rock are going to present a modified contract, JPA contract, to the individual districts. Dr. Manning and I discussed it. Normally, this wouldn't rise to a board item because it's just a contract, that's something that he manages and deals with hundreds of contracts throughout the district. So we shouldn't vote on it, but I'm going to ask that we do vote on this because all the other school districts are going to do the same thing. And what I'm doing is trying to guide the SoCal Rock Board to a different way of thinking about what they do. I don't want them to try to manage the school district. That's Dr. Hilaire's problem. He's the superintendent. We should simply approve things he brings to us. And he wants to bring this to us approve after each individual school district approve it. So again, this is an unnecessary thing in my mind. This is something Dr. Manning would manage on his own. That's what he gets paid to do, and he'd handle it, but we're going to bring it to the board once we get it approved, and we'll vote on it. So everyone knows what we're doing and why. That's my report. It was a very long and challenging meeting. I can go into greater detail if you want to know more.
That's okay.
So let me start on the other end this time. Any comments from the board? Mr. Lee?
Good to see we've met our Williams requirements. That's always good to see. And that's it. Oh, happy Halloween. That's coming up. You know, keep the kiddies home so they can make it to school the next day. But other than that, it's all good.
Mrs. Deutsch?
I'm fine, thank you.
Mrs. Reagan?
I just have a couple of other things on the consent calendar that I wanted to highlight because I think they're notable, and I want to give these groups recognition. There is a resolution proclaiming November 2018 as the Sikh American Awareness and Appreciation Month that will talk to and recognize and acknowledge the contributions of Californians of Sikh heritage. I think that's an important group to recognize in our own population here in Torrance as well as statewide. There's also another resolution proclaiming November 2018 as Native American Heritage Month with a similar intent that we focus on improving the plight of our Native American friends and studying the contributions that they have also made here in Torrance again, as well as in California. And last but certainly not least, there's a resolution proclaiming November 4th through the 10th, 2018 as the California Retired Teachers Week. So all of those retired teachers that are out there, we are still trying to recognize you and the good works that you did for our students as well as students everywhere else, and have contributed to our society as a whole. So thank you very much. Many of them, I even know some brand new ones. Judith Snigowski, I hope you're enjoying retirement. But please do, if you know a retired teacher, give them a pat on the back and say, we still think of you and thank you for what you've done for us. Thanks. That's it.
Okay, only comments I have to make, I can speak for Mrs. Deutsch on this. November 6th is Election Day. Frankly, we don't care who you vote for, we have an opinion. We'll fill you in on that later, but please just go out and vote. If you're 18 years old, it's something you can't do on Snapchat or Facebook. You have to actually fill out paperwork and then actively vote. So I ask everyone to go out and vote on November 6th. It's one of the things we have to do in this country is vote more.
Today's the last day to register.
Oh, that's right. Online registration today, last day. Yes.
Till midnight.
Can I add something else to
Please,
the
Mrs.
voting,
Burgess.
especially for the young people in the audience? If people 18 to 24 voted, you, as a group, as a single group, could dictate the results of every election. Keep that in mind. You're very important
There's that
as an
many of you.
age group, as a powerful voting age group. So, thank you.
Again, please vote. Adjournment. Do I have a motion for adjournment?
Second.
All those in favor?
In memoriam.
Oh, hang on, sorry. I hadn't turned the page. Adjournment in memoriam of retired teacher and school psychologist Robert McKnight and middle school teacher Andrew Gowdy. So, a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting's over, guys, get up here with that
Yeah,
stuff
there's a lot
and
of you.
sign.
Come on up.
on
Anybody
up,
can
come on
sign
up.
for you.
We're ready.